Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're back again out here in San Jose, California. And as you know, we are the men, servants of Yahawashi, who've been sent out on the streets, out on the highways and the byways to testify against this wicked kingdom known as America, aka Great Babylon, aka Sodom, aka Egypt, aka the land of the Chaldeans. And today is no different from any other weekend that I come out here to testify against this wicked kingdom and to bring out the scriptures as we were commanded to do. Before I get started, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Ruach. I'd like to give double honors to the teachers and elders and brothers from Great Millstone, and to you brothers out there that are putting on the truth faithfully, with courage and as bold as lions, and to you brothers out there and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom. So today we're going to go into a couple books here, and we're going to start off with the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 31. And as you know now, there's a whole lot of things that's going on here in Great Babylon. Okay, you have this mandate that is asking you to put that poison into your damn kids. You have a mandate that is now saying that you have to jab your kids in order for your kids to go to school. So this devil, the wicked so-called white man, doesn't seem to have enough the fact that he has taken the jobs of millions of people under this pretense pandemic or this plandemic, okay, in order to issue his new world order, which Yahawashi, who you ignorantly call Jesus and God, is going to put down. And that's what the man of Yahawashi, who you call Jesus, is out here to do. Is we're going to testify against this devil. You see, we're not afraid of the so-called white man. We don't bow to the so-called white man. We don't give two craps about his laws. We don't give a crap about his mandates or any doggone thing that he raises up to come against us. Because we are the men that have been raised up, the 144,000, to speak boldly against this wickedness of these elites, these Amalekites that are sitting in their doggone dungeon and putting out these laws to oppress the people of Israel. And that is you 12 tribes, that is you so-called blacks, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native American who have experienced nothing but oppression in this wicked land. But I've got good news for you. This wicked devil end is near, and it's about to be put down. And I'm going to bring out those scriptures for you today. The book of Isaiah chapter 31, starting with verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt. And who is Egypt? Egypt is America. Babylon. Why is this place called spiritual Egypt? Because it is built on the blood of slaves. The people that you know as the so-called African Americans. The people that you know as the so-called Native Americans. The people that you know as the so-called Latinos. This land has been saturated with the blood of our people. That is why it's called spiritual Egypt. We are in bondage, prisoners of war, slaves. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. So, early on, you had the little Jibba Jamba juice station over there that was handing out food if you get a job. They put you on welfare. They give you food stamps, whatever the hell it takes to get you to obey their mandates or to obey their decrees. And you're happy being slaves in this wicked kingdom. You're happy to get handouts. You're happy to bow down to the so-called white man, aka Esau, the Edomites, who have you in derision. You don't want to be kings. You want to continue to follow wickedness. But I'm here to tell you today, you have a very short time to repent. To your true power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, who you ignorantly call Jesus. who you ignorantly call God, and these pork chop pastor preaching lies to you. Yet, he also is wise. I will bring evil. I will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against them, the help of them that work iniquity. And in case you don't know what the word iniquity means, it means continuous wickedness. Okay? And everywhere you look around, there's continuous wickedness. I'll give you one of the biggest examples. The LGBTQ. Whatever that alphabet soup doggone foundation is. Okay? Dwell on that for a minute. Now the Egyptians are men and not gods, and their horse flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. So all of you so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, men especially, that are spineless and gutless, that hold hands with your enemy, that help them oppress your own people, your own nation, you will fail like they do. You will be destroyed. In fact, you will be destroyed before them. That is why you live in misery. You're poor. You have nothing to live for, really, other than the words of the wicked devil that promise you everything but delivers absolutely nothing except death. For thus hath the Lord Yahawashi spoken unto me, like as a lion and a young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him. He will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. So Yahawashi, who you call God and Jesus, is only coming for his hopeful elect, the men and the women that are keeping his commandments, that are following the truth and understanding who they really are, that is getting their minds and their body out of this wicked queendom, that is not listening to the lies and the promises of those that persecute you, yet want you to bow down to all of their wicked decrees. You are not going to be saved. Sooner or later, you will not be able to sit in this park and enjoy a smoke or a donut or watch the ducks or the birds play around you. You will be picked up and put in one of 10 infirmary camps, known as FEMA camps, where you will be facing the guillotine and have your head chopped off because you are useless to them, the aka so-called white man, and you are absolutely useless to the nation of Israel. You wicked two-thirds. As birds flying, this is verse 6. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. And that is talking about the hopeful elect, the men that get out there and deliver this gospel. For those that want to hear, for those that have a ear to hear and will heed, to the men that will do the work, and to the women that will cling to that man, their holy men, and be as women, not mannish women, not whores, not dykes, or LGBTQ, whatever the hell that damn crap is that goes on here in this wicked nation. You are princesses. You so-called Mexican, you so-called Guatemalan Colombians, you so-called Negroes, Caribbean Americans, so-called Caribbean Americans, so-called Native Americans or Indians. You are kings and princesses. Let's go into the book of Isaiah chapter 19. And it says, this is chapter 1, this is chapter 19, start with verse 1. the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, which is those chariots, which is those what they call UFOs. So your enemy is not going to tell you that his little faggot army, his little faggot military cannot challenge that of the Almighty Yahweh when he returned to put this wicked kingdom down. He's not going to tell you that he cannot defeat him, that he's scared. He's telling you there's little green men up there. But Yahawashi did not make little green men. He made men in his image. Men and women. And we are beautiful. And I will set the Egyptians. Now listen to this very carefully. Because what you have to understand is this. You have no power in your hands. The Egyptians does. An Egyptian is another name for the so-called white man. Your oppressors. Listen to this carefully what he's going to do. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. What is going on right now with the left wing and the right wing, or what you know as the Democrats and the Republicans? They have now challenged Biden's mandate, taking it all the way up to the Supreme Court. You see, every dog and every caveman wants to be king. And that is the reason why they're going to fight. Be prepared for the Civil War too. Whose side are you on? The left wing, the right wing, the Democrats, the Republican? Or are you on the side of the Lord? Yahawashi. You will choose. Either way, it will end in either salvation or death. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst of thee, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, which is what? Sorcery. They can't tell the truth if their life depends on it. And guess what? Their life does depend on it. That is the reason why you are being deceived. You are being deceived. You're comfortable being deceived. You're comfortable sitting around doing absolutely not a damn thing, waiting for someone to give you something to eat, to tell you what to do, tell you what you're going to do tomorrow, as if they can see in the future. But I'm here to tell you that they have no future. The future for the so-called white man is slavery. 1,000 years of pure, hardcore slavery that the world has never seen, nor will it ever see again, because at the conclusion of it, they shall be burnt and destroyed. You are looking at one of your future kings. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, and the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirit, and to the wizard. This land, this wicked kingdom, is filled with sorcery, fornicators, blasphemous, liars, devilish, evil, wicked, satanic people. You're not going to seek the Most High. You're not going to seek Yahawashi. You're going to turn to someone that's going to roll a dice and tell you, hey, it's going to be okay. And I will give the Egyptians, Salakia, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. And who's that fierce king? Every day you turn on the television, CNN, it's telling you there's a new decree, there's a new mandate. You have to walk around with a damn diaper on your face. Why the hell are you walking around with your face covered with all of this atmosphere and this fresh air that Yahawashi gave you? Does that make any damn sense? It doesn't, but you want to call yourself educated. Why are you wearing it? Because the liars told you that there's some damn mystery, illness, that you have to wear that damn mask on your face. And the Egyptians will I give all into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. And the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of the fens shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. This place is done. You can have all the hope you want. I used to have hope in it too before I was awakened, before I was chosen.
How you doing, Israel?
Hey, good.
Should I call you the child of Israel?
No, yeah, I'm a servant of Yahawashi.
I'll just serve it.
Servant of Yahawashi. Or you can say servant of the Most High.
Ah, I like that. I can remember that one.
Servant of the Most High.
Servant of the Most High.
Yes. See, to be in this truth, there are rules and there's laws, and the problem is that people don't like rules and they don't like laws.
They don't. They want their do anything freedom.
Well, when you're in this truth, you can't just do what you want to do. For example, smoking, eating pork, eating shrimp, shellfish, committing adultery, robbing, stealing. You see, this nation, although it's wicked, actually did kind of have in the beginning some sort of righteous law that they started with. Of course, we know that that's not happening right now, but in this truth, when you return to Yahawashi and become a child of the Most High, there is laws. But you prefer to just smoke. You prefer to be bullshitters, thieves, murderers. You don't even know doing. I'll be honest with you. You're useless even in this society. We don't want you 2/3, man. You are absolutely useless, and you're going to be put to death. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We come out here for you all over this world, but you want to close your ear because you like handouts. And the media is right about you. You are full of shit and absolutely useless. You men are simps. Your women rule over you. Your kids rule over you. Your dogs rule over you. You're weak, spineless, and girlish and feminine. But we don't spare them. We don't spare the mouth for anybody. We preach the destruction of this place. There are our enemies, but these wicked damn so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans all over this place. That is the reason why Yahawashi put many of them to death in that Astro World crap. What, you think Sam Jackson and Denzel Washington give a shit about y'all? Y'all worship them? Those are niggas, and they're gonna be put to death. Well, who's that daggone Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Take the job. We're very austere. We don't care about life. They shoot me here in this parking lot. That's exactly the way it was supposed to happen. I'll be back. Let's continue in the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, starting with verse 14. Stand by. I'm dealing with technology that sometimes don't work. Chapter 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst of thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. And what are those works? They're too much to mention. Every kind of is here. For every person that tries to do good, there's 1,000 that does evil. It's a war you can't win. Now I have a potential brother over there. He looks a little different from me, but he comes out here every Sunday and feeds y'all. Every Sunday he comes out here and he feeds y'all. But for every one of him, there's 1,000 wicked ones that's ready to put your ass to death. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You better think about that. Especially for those of you who are looking for a future. You have your kids in college. What are they going to do after they get out? They're just going to be in debt? Seriously. They're just going to be in debt. There's no jobs here. This place is falling apart. You just ain't seen it. Think of the Titanic. It was so huge, it took 3 hours to sink. So guess what they did? They continued to party until the boat sank. Then they started crying for help, but it was too late. And that's going to be you. That's going to be you damn 2/3. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and they shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts. And what is host? Last week and the week before that and the week before that, I've told you what host means. The Lord is not some smiley, brown-haired, blue-eyed devil that's going to shake your hands and you can go, hey, JC. No. He is a man of war. And he looks like what you would call a Negro with white hair. And he is angry. That's right. And in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of himself. So now what does that mean? The land of Judah should be a terror in Egypt. It means that once the food is gone, the jobs are gone, all hell break loose, guess what? It's every man for himself. You haven't seen terror. You haven't seen terror yet until the wicked of our people has been released. You see, the so-called black man in the ghettos and the so-called Latinos and Native Americans are only taking shit from the so-called white man because he actually has something to give them. But once the so-called white man doesn't have anything to give them, you're going to see why the tribe of Israel was put into slavery again and again and again and again. Because why? We are transgressed against the Most High and wicked as hell. And you will see the wicked like you have never seen before unleashed into a great Babylon America. And it will cause great fear on this wicked queendom and its inhabitants. So be prepared for that. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the concept of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. And in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. So it's only then and there, during these times, these hard times, when the lies cannot be told on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and all those media that prophesy lies daily to you about peace if you just bow and obey the wicked one that has oppressed your people. No, it's going to be very obvious that there's judgment on this wicked land. So you have an opportunity right now, today, to find out who you are, to repent, to turn away from your wickedness. But you don't want to do that. Why would you? There's free food coming for you right now. The free food man is here. Go and get your free food now. Let's go into the book of Revelations 13 and 10. Salakia, stand by. We have technical difficulties here. Stand by. Let's go into the book of Revelation 13, starting with verse 7. Salakia. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. And who was it given unto? The so-called white man. And when I talk about the so-called white man, I'm not talking about you 9 to 5, hard-working, trying to get by people. This doesn't matter. This doesn't go towards you. Why? Because you're going to be destroyed in the lake of fire. This is towards those people who are actually ruling the earth. The Amalekites. You can probably know them in the low level as the Bilderbergs. They're known as the Bilderbergs. Okay? They're known as the Rockefeller. Those are the ones who put you into slavery. They're the ones that finance everything on this earth. And they're also going to be the ones that's going to go into slavery first. Oh yeah. They're going to slavery first. Now the rest of you, low level, 9 to 5, I got a college degree, PhD, whatever school you go to, Stanford, Harvard, whatever the hell it is. You're going to die here in America, horribly. You will not have the opportunity to survive the destruction and be my slave in the kingdom. I'm going to have your kings in slavery. They're going to be slaves. And then you will reincarnate into slavery again and again and again and again. That is how it's going to go. So let me read to you what's going on with that. The book of Revelation 13 and 7, it says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints. And who are the saints? The saints are the men that keep the testimony of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. That boldly proclaim his words, his truth to all you heathens and you wicked people that want to continue to live in being absent-minded in this wicked place, to follow a king that has no problem feeding you today but hanging you from a tree tomorrow, or shooting your kids down, or forcing you with mandates to accept a mark into your body that you do not want. To overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nation. Who among you is smart enough to understand what is the national language of the world at UN? At the UN, what language do they use at the UN? Someone tells me that right now, I will give you $20. What language do they use? Going once, going twice, 3 times. It's English. It's English. Keep that in mind. You just lost $20. And that all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So that's pretty much the entire earth, with the exception of those who were created to be part of the hopeful elect, to serve Yahawashi in the end of times, to accept being persecuted, to accept being mocked and scoffed, to have the ears closed to the words that's coming and being spoken out of the book. Listen to this carefully. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Now, who was led into captivity? Who was led into captivity? You learned it in school. If you took 1 semester of history, especially American history, you know who was led into captivity. Who was led into captivity? Who was led into captivity? We know it was the so-called black man, the so-called Native Americans, and the so-called Latinos were led into captivity for 4 centuries and are still prisoners of war. That's right. So I'll read it again. If any man, and that includes you women, have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. What does it mean, shall go into captivity? It means, if you put me into captivity, then you will be put into captivity. It's an eye for an eye. Whatever bullshit they teach you in church about turning the other cheek, that does not apply with Yahawashi. Sword to sword, eye for an eye. Death comes to the wicked. And that is exactly how this is going to be. The Bible is not a book of peace. It is a book of redemption and death for the wicked. Redemption for the righteous and death for the wicked. Continuing, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. There is a patience in the faith of the saints. And that is what we are waiting on. Do you really think that if you kill my child, that I won't kill your child? If you know the true gospel, you will understand that the Lord takes revenge for his people. This ain't about no holding hand and no joy and let's be friends. You killed and hung my kids, but we're going to be friends and I forgive you. No. This earth is going to be cleansed with blood. Bloodshed. It was built on blood and it will go down in blood. That is the fate of America. And that is the fate of these wicked Amalekites, Bilderbergs, Rockefellers. They are going to be the first to go into slavery. And their children, blood will be spilled again and 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 again. You can think of it as harsh, but this Bible doesn't lie. It was prophesied that we, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, will go into slavery 2,000 years before it happened. And guess what? We didn't pay any mind to it, and it happened. So if this book was written thousands of years ago about the destruction, the eventual destruction of Babylon, aka America, and the imprisonment and slavery of these elites, these cowards that are hiding in their caves, while the rest of the inhabitants of this earth suffer under their mandates, you can bet it is going to happen and take place. And we're here to tell you that that's going to happen. Whether you believe it or not. I'm going to go into my final reading today. And this is coming from the book of Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes 13, starting with verse 1. He that toucheth pit shall be defiled with it. If you live in this society, if you choose to engage in this society, you know, those of you like hip-hop, you know, your favorite TV shows, you get your stars as your idol, you know, you worship the sun, you believe in this bullshit called Mother Nature, instead of giving honor and glory to the Yahawashi, who created the earths and the heavens, and even your little demented, weak ass, then you are now pitch. Continuing in the book of Ecclesiastes 13 and 1. He that toucheth pit shall be defiled with it. And he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Burden not thyself above the power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself. So you're trying to live like the Joneses, huh? You want to have everything that they have. There's a reason why many of you lay down and tremble, wondering if you're going to be on the streets tomorrow. Because you try to live like the ways of this wicked kingdom. Oh, I have to go to the game to go see LeBron James. Oh, I have to go and dine out and spend $300 for dinner. Oh, I have to get a new car every year. Hey, I got a car that's 14 years old. Paid and bought for. It still gets me from point A to point B. Maybe you should get off your fat ass and walk sometimes. For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? How the hell you damn Negroes, so-called Latinos and Native Americans think that you can, hey brother, that you can copulate and be equal to your oppressor. That makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. Why are you trying to be like your oppressor? You're in captivity, slavery. We're prisoners of war. So how can you be equal to your oppressor? You can't. And that is the reason why you are in a perpetual state of getting handouts. Okay? Of getting handouts. Yahawashi put you in that state. Because you were wicked from the beginning. But you have an opportunity to turn to Yahawashi if it's meant for you. For if the one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken. The rich hath done wrong, yet he threatened withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. Now think about that. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. So if you have skill, like basketball, maybe rap, where you can influence the rest of the stupid people of Israel, you 2/3, then he will use you. That's why he likes Lil Wayne. He likes Kanye West, who named himself Ye now. That wicked damn coon. He loved the Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's. And the Mike Tyson them who smoke weed and then sell it and make it glorified as if it's something good. These so-called celebrities. He loved them. He uses them. But there's going to come a time when he has no need for them, because he will be in dire straits and in destruction from one greater than him, Yahawashi. And then he's going to put them to death. And we are not going to shed one tear for you when you are put to death. Not one tear. Kobe Bryant had $500 million and he was put to death. I can guarantee you, 2 seconds before that helicopter hit the ground and he was burned to a crisp, he would have given all of that to live another day. So money will not save you, nor joining with the wicked will save you. The rich man had done wrong, and yet he threatened with it. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. And that is what you silly 2/3 can expect, to be forsaken. You will be forsaken. Your hope in this wicked kingdom is going to materialize into reality when you realize, hey, there's no more food coming for you. I will not feed you. I will not feed you. I will feed you this word. This is your bread. This is my bread. How many of you have eaten so far today? I haven't eaten since yesterday. But see, that's going to be a downfall here in America. Your lack of discipline, your aptitude to be wicked, to follow stupidness and covetousness, to join hands with the oppressor. You love that. You love that, don't you? Finishing off, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will receive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? So that is the promise that the so-called white man likes to make to you. He like to tell you that everything is good as long as you can dribble this ball, rap this song about absolutely nothing but grievous wickedness and satanic BS about how much of a fool you are, how much of a simple Negro, Latino, and Native Americans that you are, that you have forgotten the wickedness of your oppressor. He has you deceived. But one day, you will know that there was a prophet amongst you. as simple as we look, you will know that there was a prophet amongst you. That's all I have for you this week. Lord willing, I'll be back next week. Same place, same time, to prophesy to you about this truth. Where you came from, and why are you in the condition that you're in. And with that, I'd like to close out by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors and salutation to the teachers and elders from Great Millstone, and to the brothers that are putting on this truth faithfully and with courage, and to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom, DTA, and a ball. Why don't y'all take that crap off your face, man? There's nothing going on.